It was Fiona Barnett, an outspoken Australian survivor who introduced me to Issac Kappy. That's how my interactions with Issac first started. And it was right after that, someone sent me an avant garde film that Issac had been in. And in this film, he played an antichrist who was. There were inappropriate things that happened to a 12-year-old girl in a church. And at the very end, he walked out of that church with her unalive body in his hands. And I didn't trust him. I didn't trust him. But then Fiona kind of pushed Issac and I to talk. We would be talking on apps online. And so I started to learn a little bit more about Issac. My estimation about Issac, and I am not alone in this, is that Issac was a survivor of a keno who hadn't come to terms with it yet. Because a lot of the conversations that Issac and I had alone on the phone were not about what was going on in Hollywood or what had happened in Omaha. A lot of what we talked about at the beginning was my training. He was fascinated, wanted to hear all about it, and I didn't think about it. And so I was just giving him details. And I believe that Issac was a victim. At the very end, our very last conversation that we had, he told me that he had gotten a hold of 4 of Michael Aquino's phone numbers, and he was harassing the man on the phone. And anyone who knew Michael Aquino knew that that was fucking mental. And we got into a fight. 2 days after that, he suddenly, when he didn't have a pot to piss in and no money, got a round trip ticket to Australia and left a couple days after that. And I believe that that is why Issac was such a threat. I feel the same way towards Max that I do towards Lori, that I do towards Issac. These are 3 people that I got involved with who were doing the same work that I did that ended up unalive. And by 2 of them, by doing it to themselves, even though they say they weren't going to do it, and then Max and the whole fucking stupid shit around that. But my point is really not. The point of this video is that I want to point out that my opposition were never trained. Lucian Greaves, Doug Mesner, Doug Masico, founder of the Satanic Temple, whatever fucking name he wants to give himself. He is an employee. They sought him out and employed him. Same way with all the idiots surrounding Issac Kappy and his demise and what's happened after. They didn't go through any training at all. They're just fucking employees. And they work for a group who convinced them that they could do whatever they wanted and never pay a day's price. And dealing with these assholes, they never expected someone who would have the tenacity that I have year after year after year. Because Lucian Greaves is right. I've been obsessed with taking these motherfuckers down my whole life. And they never expected someone with tenacity to come along. Because what I know is that if anybody starts looking into these motherfuckers, you look into Lucian Greaves, you're going to find another much larger and much more dangerous satanic Nazi CA ring than what they found in Washington last September. You know, way bigger. And this shit is going down. These motherfuckers were told that they could do whatever they wanted and never pay a day's price. And you want to know what that made them? Fucking sloppy. That's what I know about all of them. Their stories are so fucking stupid. It's all sloppy. They never covered their tracks because they never thought they had to. That's the same with my sheriff in Shelby County, Neil Gross. His family runs the legal system, and they're involved in a meth operation. And people talk about it out here. It's like an open secret, but nobody knows what to do. But with that, all it took was someone like me come out and publicly point the fucking shit out. Because once it starts getting investigated, they're going to get busted because they were so fucking arrogant. They thought they could not be caught. They couldn't be touched. And so they never covered their fucking tracks. You know, the thing about Lucian Greaves and like the free range human idiot and all of that, they have all these videos and then they would say, if you have dirt on David Schroeder, contact us. You know, you can go to the free range thing and see in the comments that they're asking for shit like that. But they've never found anything. When they send me shit of, oh, we have pictures and stuff like that, I never fucking open up the shit because I don't care, because I know it's not true. When you don't live a life where you have secrets, you don't have to worry about fucking people busting into those goddamn secrets. And I don't have any secrets. And the reason why I don't have any secrets is because I grew up believing that I was going to be the vessel for the Antichrist. And if I would do stupid, evil shit, it would make me like them, which would diminish my chances of getting out of being the vessel for the Antichrist. I didn't want to be the vessel for the Antichrist. So obviously I couldn't be doing all this dark, icky shit and still trying to get out of it. It didn't work that way. It kept me on the straight and narrow. So with that said, people out there, I'm going to let you put your money where your mouth is. I am working with a group and I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to start just answering questions and trying to wake as many people the fuck up as I possibly can. But with that comes money. And so I'm going to start asking for fucking donations. I haven't because I was pushed to do it a long, long time ago. And so I did it when I was out in Washington. But I didn't want to do it, and I've never done it because people like those who are connected to an open secret where they were doing this documentary and it was going to bust everything out, and they fucking got millions of dollars. But when I asked for just little pittance things, I was fucking vilified. Same goddamn thing with people like Craig Sawyer in Arizona. Went on with Russ Dizdar and fucking asked for money and said, oh, they've gotten our venue and stuff. So they wanted you to send in checks. Go to my fucking blog, davidschroeder.com. Type in Craig Sawyer. See what comes up, you know? And took millions of dollars and just spent it. Just spent it on willy-nilly, whatever the fuck they wanted to spend it on. And nobody even asked any questions. That's not going to happen with me. Because I think that this is all over. This is all over. You know, if the sun doesn't cook us, the shit from Beetlejuice that NASA showed was on a direct collision course with Earth through the pictures, it's over. All of this is spiritual. All of it is spiritual. And I want to wake as many people up as I possibly can. So I'm going to start I've opened up my venue. D. Schroeder. You want to contribute? I have all of the shit that I need as far as doing the podcast. It's just getting involved so that I can get the information out to as many people as I can. So there you go. And fuck them. They're messy. Investigate them. You'll see.